What's going on, guys? It's Madman Plant. MJ BizCon day number 3. We are wrapping down. It's going to close at 3 o'clock today, and I'm sad. They should have gone to 6 o'clock all days.
Absolutely.
It's gone by way too fast, like it always does. It's like a blur. You know, I got here on Monday, and it's already tomorrow's Saturday, and it didn't feel like it.
It felt like the weekend the whole time. Like, this is my first MJ BizCon, and it's been eye-opening, incredible.
Time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's been incredible.
From your first time, well, let's introduce you real quick.
Okay.
We got Shaggy with Herb Agency, and they're a marketing and PR firm for cannabis, and I'm sure other companies as well.
Absolutely.
So back to our storytelling. This is your first MJ BizCon. What did you think about it?
I thought it was incredible. What I, especially being Herb Agency, what was really nice is having the conversations and just getting in front of people. I've been emailing people all day, every day for months, and so actually being able to put a face to the name really helps. So it's like, hey, how's it going? I'm Shaggy with Herb. And then what's great is when I've left, I've even seen a few people reopen up the emails that we've already had before, and they're like, oh, he has reached out, he has talked. And so it just allows us to kind of break down the barriers, and it's not just somebody reaching out, it's us reaching out, and they can put a face to the name.
You know, and that's what transparency, and we talked about a lot in the forums. If you guys attended the forums, or if you didn't, the forums this year covered a lot about business, economics, marketing, strategies, and I spent a lot of time on Tuesday inside the forum, and we talk about authenticity, brand building, storytelling, the fundamentals of really why somebody does business with you. And when we talk about, because I own a production company called Good Luck Step Productions, we do commercial stuff for TV, ads, all the way down to social media. And with Herb Agency, you do all the back end work, you know, all the driven content, all that. Everybody has a place, but what I love about this is you're adapting different lifestyles and people's stories. At 40 tons, their brand, their nonprofit, just like Free My Weed Men, is all based on prisoners, you know, their trial and errors, incarceration. And then you come over here and you have all these different brands, but they got to tell a story.
Exactly, and that's what we need to do is a lot of these people have such a great story, great products, and they just need to be in front of people.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all it is. It's like you're competing against big corporations and stuff, but sometimes the better products on the lower end. And so just making sure everybody can see the stories, and then they can make the choice of what product's best for them.
Yeah, and even with you have a podcast.
Yep.
And you're Shaggy, and your dog is Scooby.
Yep. So real name Shagwellen. Shagwellen's Way is my Instagram and my company, and the podcast is a trip down Stoner Drive. And so, you know, of just being Shagwellen, everybody's called me Shaggy, and then they're always joking, where's Scooby? So eventually I had to get my Scooby-Doo. And then they're like, well, where's the Mystery Machine? I'm like, you know what, you're right, I do gotta get the Mystery Machine. So I've been shooting for about 2 years on YouTube and doing Instagram videos, and probably January or February it should be done and wrapped. I've been renovating for about a year, and it's almost done. So I'll be traveling the US and just talking to people about their products, their story in the industry.
Well, and you understand it too, and you see it through your podcast, and that's why marketing, having a podcast, talking, getting yourself out there, being known is so important, because it opens opportunities in a sense, and that's what Herb Agency stands on, is the fact that nobody knows you exist. You gotta make that apparent for people, because people are clueless when it comes to marketing.
Yeah.
Unless you have it in black and white for them to easily read, you can easily bypass. Talk about how people are leaving dollars on the table by not having a marketing agency like Herb, and what that does to the overall year to year.
Well, what's crazy is, so we're still in the beginning phases. It's almost still prohibition with cannabis because it's still very early industry. And I think us bringing our community, we built up almost 14 million followers. And so bringing us our community allows the people to see the products. And one thing we really like to do is not just put out these packages. We want to create the package for the companies, for the brands, and make them understand the data. I think there's so many great brands that started as growers, as wax companies, and they're masters of that craft. But we're entering a new age, and so you got to work with people that have different strengths.
Yeah.
And so that's where we come in, is you're the best at doing what you do, and we want to bring more people to it, and then showing how to take advantage of it. So it's not only bringing the community to it, but it's showing them the data and showing why we're doing this. So are we just serving ads on Twitter? Like, where are we serving it? The specific areas we're serving it. Trying to be very data driven, because that's the way the markets work. Not our industry, but alcohol, shoes, any industry, there's a professionalism. And so it's kind of trying to involve the two. Keep our culture and show the different ways companies can work, but, providing the SOPs and the things to have a successful business.
No, I think you're 100% right. And, with data-driven results, you can also help a client steer in the right direction. A lot of times you have marketing companies and people that are doing content, and just individuals too, and they're just putting stuff out there. And while it's good to constantly be feeding the market, you also want to have a vision, a purpose, a statement, and things that align to one type of pinpoint. That's the brand and what the kind of the mission and voice of it. Because I think a lot of times people are just throwing things at the wall, hoping something will stick. And this idea of crafting this perfect viral video, even my friend who has a bigger production company than I do says, dude, listen, I have 100,000 followers on TikTok. I don't know how I got that. I don't know what makes a viral video. It's the algorithm, but what is important is to have data, to have vision, to have direction, because you can at least know what your client likes, what the customer is interested in. That keeps you relevant. And if you can stay at least relevant, you can keep up with the Joneses, so to speak, with your marketing. You don't have to be the most elite going all out, but you do need to be consistent and have some type of narrative that is constantly engaging. Talk about that and how Herb Agency really adapts to that.
Absolutely. So like I said, we have built up our following throughout years. We've been around for 10 years. So started off as a starter cookbook, then went to publication, and really just focus on the online presence, because that's what's grown. I think what's great about Herb is all of us are true stoners, everybody's got their own different ways of smoking, but we're true to the plant, and that's why we want to see it grow. We all want to see it grow the right way and keep true to the right product. So you're not adding all this extra stuff like cigarettes or tobacco did or anything like that. We want to, give the presence. And so I think bringing our community to them and then showing how to take advantage of that is really the importance.
Yeah, and I think it's money left on the table, scraps left, on the plate when you're doing it blindly. And I encourage, people that have companies in the cannabis agency or cannabis field to reach out to an agency like Herb, because you need a partner. Anywhere you do business, you need somebody that's got your back, because the cell phone video versus metric and versus actual driven, this is the message we're trying to get across, this is what we're trying to do with our marketing, this is the outcome we want, this is what we're trying to accomplish, is a lot different, than I think a lot of people think. And until you're in business and you see dollars leave because of not marketing properly, and you think, oh, well, it's easy. I'm in the cannabis space, so my messaging is about weed, but it's so much more. But
so is everybody else. Yeah, and you got to set yourself apart. Unfortunately, there's so much competition because everybody sees what money it will make, and so you're competing against a lot. So you got to either tell your story or tell what sets your product apart from everything else.
This is actually tying into that. It's a good question. Since you do Scooby and Shaggy, what sets you apart from everybody else that has come up with a narrative like
the Shaggy? I think it's also authenticity.
I love that.
I think it's, when people meet me, they laugh and they're like, oh, yeah, Shaggy. And then when they find out I'm Shagwellin and I had the dog and
you had
and
the
they
name.
smoke with me and everything, and then they just kind of embrace it. And I think it just gives them that nostalgia effect. And I understand there's other Shaggies and, power to you. And I hope there's more. I want to actually do a Mystery Machine meetup down the road and, see all those ones you have and do a charity event like with all like a car show but Mystery Machines, So I think there is space for it, but Shaggy was my first introduction to a stoner, even when you didn't realize it. And so I think it allows you to just kind of break down that barrier, and it allows you to listen to what they're talking about. And so I think with the podcast, I'm just smoking with somebody and having them talk, and a lot of my people I have on, or some of them, they're uncomfortable in front of the camera. And so I think just sitting down and having a conversation, it makes them feel more comfortable. They can flow about why they're created their product, why they're in the industry, and it gives the viewers just a background view of what all the different aspects there are in cannabis and trying to break down the stigma.
Perfect. Well, to wrap this up, how can we find you and support Herb Agency?
So you can find me at Shagwellen's Way on Instagram or on YouTube, SHAGWHELINSWAY, or on YouTube, A Trip Down Stoner Drive. But Herb, you can find herb.co. We have all of our articles. We're going to have our gift guide coming out soon and a wrap up of this amazing MJ BizCon event. And then our website, herb.agency, just launched as well. So now it's not just going through the articles, but if you're looking specifically for marketing, you can go on herb.agency, book a meeting with us, and then we figure out we can't work with everybody, so we're not just going to take people's money. We want to show them the actual results and people we can do. So having that meeting, that discussion of where they're at and where we can help helps build that bond.
Perfect.
So.
Guys, more podcasts coming your way. I only got limited time. We will see you guys very, very soon. Peace.
Awesome. Thank you.